we need connection. We need bonds with other people. And like, might be oversaid these days, but we need to be interacting. We need to be socializing with people, the right people, not the wrong people. Because socializing with the wrong people, you might as well be alone. That's not going to help you with anything. But like, this is massive for our physical and mental health, especially if the people around us are good people, as in like they have good habits, they actually love themselves, they work out, they eat quality food, they move their body, they're conscious of everything they put in. Because everybody's lacking this connection. You know, I used to live by myself, and I thought I was being young and independent and how a man should be. But nah, men should not live by themselves. No one should live by themselves. What am I talking about? Nobody should live by themselves. Living by yourself is fucking awful. You just made a prison for yourself. That's what you're paying for. Just a little cave to sleep in, honestly. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I get my social interaction outside, but that's not, I don't know. Your house isn't expensive hotel, like a very expensive hotel room. It's supposed to be a home. But we're not getting enough interaction. Because, I mean, that's just dopamine, serotonin. I mean, like, your brain just changes when you're around people, good people. You're a completely different person. Like, everyone, man, this is why everyone, I mean, not just talking about physical health, but mental health. Like, everybody's so messed up. We just fix a couple things. I mean, a lot of this stuff is obvious. It's easy. You know, eat real food, move your body. Or like right now, for your mental health, like, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family. You think this would be easy? I mean, for our parents, this was just logical. No one had to tell you this. This is just what it was to be a human. What it is to be a person. But yeah, like, yeah, the stuff that was obvious isn't so obvious anymore. But that's because the world's changed. You know, like, just like you're listening to me on this camera right now. I mean, a lot of people, this is only social interaction they get. You're getting this, like, conversation right now. Because right now I'm just talking to a camera. I'm not speaking to anybody. Until you watch the video, then I'm going to be speaking to you. But you're on the other side. I don't even know who you are or what you're going through and how many people are going to watch this in general. So it's just really strange, the time we live in. Because people have more friends online than they do in person. And luckily, I mean, some interaction's better than nothing. But, like, we need the real thing. Like, we're just not made to do that. We're not evolved that way. That's why it just causes so many problems in our life. But we gotta start talking to people. We need to get out more. And it's difficult because you just got bars and clubs. And I'm not gonna say I'm completely against them. Majority of them I am. But, like, it's just like, they're not, I don't know. Majority of these places, they're not like-minded people. I mean, they're putting alcohol in their bodies. Like, what is that gonna do? I mean, just, you know, summoning fucking spirits and a lot of ego and other drugs and stuff. And people are trying to hide things. It's really hard to get out and do things without substances or just spending money, and, like, it's really difficult. I mean, just the culture we've created, honestly. I mean, all led up to this. I mean, kids don't even play outside anymore. Like, I could say I was definitely the last generation of kids that play. I mean, I'm like millennial, Gen Z, on the cusp right there. But, like, I was the last generation. I remember when I was in high school, I would honestly, people would make fun of me because I would stay outside all day. And I didn't grow up. I mean, I had a Game Boy, I had a PlayStation. I had, you know, bare minimum. And that's all I needed. Probably even less, honestly. But I didn't have Xbox 360 when it came out. I didn't have the PlayStation 3 and 4 when it came out. Like, I didn't have any of this stuff. I was always one step behind. But that forced me to go outside, actually explore the world, ride my bike. I mean, I played every, like, sport imaginable, honestly, just hanging out. how we would make up sports. We would just we just make up our own games. I mean, that's how fun it was, how much imagination we had. It's pretty nice. But yeah, like it was just a different time. People would make fun of me because they're like, your parents can't afford video games, they can't do this and that. I'm like, okay. So that's why I'm outside, that's why I'm fitter than you, I could socialize better, I'm stronger. I mean, like, I was actually a normal fucking kid. Like, I'm so grateful for my childhood. Because, yeah, I played video games at night, maybe. And I had a Game Boy I could just bring with me. So I was still outside, honestly. Even though I was playing video games. But, like, yeah. And then from childhood, everyone just starts playing with iPads now. Like, that's the fucking thing. Like, there's no social interaction. Like, I actually had to be a normal kid. And now kids these days, it's just different. And the adults and older people want to blame the kids, but it's happening to them too. They're doing the same thing. They're socializing less. They're on their phone. And I'm talking about for 40, 60. I mean, if you have a smartphone, it's changed your brain chemistry. That's just what it's done. You're a different person now. And don't just project all that bullshit onto children and people younger than you, because I know people my age are already doing that. I'm like, man, you're way too young to start be doing that right now. Like, stop. Just stop. But yeah, we just need more social interaction. We need to be around people. It's just a problem in our society that there aren't necessarily institutions for us to do that properly and healthily. I mean, majority of them just involve narcotics and other drugs, which is problematic. Walking in the middle of the road right now. But yeah, it's really not okay, the disconnection everybody has with each other. And this isn't how life is supposed to be. When you're young, you have no idea. That's what you think it is. You don't complain about it, you just move on because you think it's normal. Like, everybody lives alone. Like, that's probably the biggest scam in fucking history right there. You gotta live alone. You want to show your independence? Go live by your fucking self. What the fuck? You want to show your independence? Get a family. Get others to depend on you, like a wife and kids. That's what that proves to me, that you're independent. Not just you're living by yourself in your fucking over-glorified prison that you made. Like, I mean, fucking awful. People aren't supposed to live like that. No one is supposed to live like that. It's just our society's so individualistic. Our egos are so big. Like, yeah, it gives some benefits and it has changed society. I'm not complaining necessarily. But, like, I don't know. The whole living alone thing is not okay. I mean, the guys are just going to end up like hermits. And the women are just going to end up like old cat ladies. Like, this isn't like... It's just not okay. Nobody has social skills anymore. That's depleting. I mean, those are parts of your brain that you should be working every single day. Neurons that are firing, which are good for your health. I mean, your brain, I mean, it's not a muscle. Absolutely not a muscle. How it works biologically, but neurologically, yeah, if you don't use it, you do lose it. So it's everything. Everything. I mean, it just keeps you sharp. Even like older people and stuff, like, that's huge. Social interaction, speaking. I mean, like, that's why you should respect your elders. Speak to people, even in public, they're older than you. I mean, like, that means the world to them. Because in the world we live in, like, no one gives a shit if you're old. Like, you just get put in a retirement home in America. Like no one even takes care, like, of their grandparents. I mean, oh, man. I went on a tangent there, but, yeah, living alone is definitely a scam. Because, I mean, it started from college. You gotta go live alone. You have no experience. Like, I was 17 years old. I was pretty young for a college freshman, but I was 17 in college. Like, how am I supposed to live on my own? Like, a year ago, my mom is still making me food and, like, cleaning up after me. How am I supposed to figure out all this shit out in a year? and I'm like trying to like you know, study for exams and like do all this other shit that you're supposed to do in college. Like, it's fucking outrageous. It's almost delusional, honestly. It's like, what the fuck do you expect out of us? It makes zero sense. And you need money to live alone. You see, that's how they broke up the family, because now you have individuals working for their own money and their own bills. Everyone could pool their money together for a common goal in the family. But now we can't do that anymore. It's not cool. It's not, you know, you're a lame if you're living with your parents or sharing your money with your brother and your family. I mean, if we pooled all of our money together, you could start a business. You could buy a car. You could buy the house that you live in. I'm crossing the street right now. Oh, dangerous, filming myself. Yeah, to break up the beat or the rhythm of the video. But yeah, it's a fucking scam. You guys are all paying individually different bills to different other men, and we're working so much we don't even see our family members. Like, this is so dystopic. Like, what are we working for? The majority of people don't even give a shit about the mission or like what their company's going for. Like, what's their goal? They're just doing it for a paycheck. Just completely fucking selfish, honestly. And like, I don't know, like it is selfish because you could do anything you want. I mean, people don't, I mean, I guess another video right there, but like just the nature of money and how money works. Like, you're not trapped doing your job. Like, that's just a lie. Don't gaslight yourself saying that. You could do whatever you want. You live in America, you're healthy, especially if you're a young man, come on, like, the sky's the limit. Don't give me that bullshit that I'm forced to do this. There's so many jobs that you can do. There's so many jobs out here that people don't want to work. And plus, you got the fucking internet. You got a supercomputer in your pocket. Learn how to use it. Like how I'm using it right now on YouTube. This is huge. And the world's changing so fast. And I just realized this is the best way to connect with people. Because I wouldn't be doing YouTube. I wouldn't be doing, I mean, I'm really an old school type of guy. Like, I'd rather go out and just talk to you. Like, if I could just give out speeches or like people come talk to me. But like, it's, I don't know, like the world's a different place. You can't just approach people and speak to them. They're gonna think you're a fucking cop or something. Like very low trust society. That's what it is. In other countries and other societies, yeah, I could just walk around and just speak to people and get to know them, make friends, or find my wife walking down the street or in a coffee shop. But in America, it's just very low trust. Like, you approach a woman anywhere, she's gonna think that you're gonna like get attacked or whatever bullshit. Which isn't like the craziest thing, because there are crazy people out here, and I have heard stories. But that's just how America is. You know, you got to go to another country to see something like that. Or a better life, I mean. But yeah, but it's not okay, like, how we're living. Completely unacceptable. They just tore our families apart with money. And we work for other people to pay fucking bills so we could tell people we live alone. And, like, we're successful and independent. Like, is independence really a goal? I mean, like, that's what human beings are. We're not sharks or tigers. We're supposed to be dependent on each other. I mean, we live in tribes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, we absolutely need each other to live. And this is what I'm talking about, just social interaction alone. We need each other for our mental health. Like, you're just not going to be all there. You're not going to be in a good place if you don't have anybody to communicate with. Because you're not being a human being. Because, again, you're not a tiger. You're not a shark that lives in solitude for your whole life. Yeah, the family's been absolutely massacred. In America, you don't see this, and this becomes so normal. That's another thing too. Just because everybody lives a shitty fucking life doesn't mean you should live one too. Just because that's all you see.